Welcome back to Texas Movement International High Trust Gaslighting Series, Lesson 3. Today is about stress management. Okay? We talked about emotional quotient. I'm not going to stand anymore. Okay? There's no need to do it. It's a little pretentious, and it makes me focus on like standing position rather than the information. And all we need right now is the information. Okay? I'm going to fix this mic. I'm going to get a better one. But I got to be really careful about what I spend money on right now. Okay? Kids, when you get an influx of cash, make sure you prioritize your needs. Okay. One of the ways you can use AI is by like prioritizing your budget. What are your absolute necessities? Make sure you have those ducks in a row 30 days out. And then you can start to think about little luxuries if you absolutely need to. But it's a good habit to get into a saving practice anyway, because why do you need to call and ask people for money and this and that if you have savings? Okay? So let's start to be solution oriented. We've got 7 days or so. I'm in 8, 9. We got 5 days before the new year. Lesson 3, stress management. Guys, stress is the killer. Okay, it comes from every direction. The least we can do is have a good idea of the 5 W's and the H. Okay, we're going to just go through basic journalism questions: who, what, where, when, why, and then how. Both how it happens and how we combat it. Okay, but that's kind of my job, so just kind of walk with me today. The goal of this is that culture is a currency, obviously. Okay, we get to decide how it is distributed amongst the people. Okay, so we attribute clout to certain people because they move the culture forward, right? Now, let's step back into who. Who is the primary sources of our stress? Okay, we went over it a little bit yesterday. Women, white people, Jewish culture. Okay, I separated those two intentionally. Women are tools that are completely emotion based. Their only desire in life is their own convenience. No matter how old they are, Scheherazade Ali said, Black women never age past the age of 14, which is eighth grade, middle school. So if you remember what your life was like in eighth grade and what girls were like, you changed, they did not. Because when they started developing physically, that's when they got all the rewards of that development. Okay? So, in their mind, just like in old white people's mind and in Indian parents' mind, they think that that authority is supposed to last indefinitely, forever. Okay? The baby boomers literally call us entitled when they are, in fact, the generation with every single entitlement known to man, okay? Starting with their mortgage. And they have the audacity to put their home on the market and let it sit and not sell the home because they're not making enough of a profit when it was already built on a lie, okay? So that can be very stressful also. But think of what I'm saying is make the common thread is a spirit of stupidity. Okay? Once you acknowledge that that spirit exists, you can combat it. Okay? Because you have to live your life. You have to go to work. You have to, make sure your job is done well, so you have a job tomorrow. And then you may even have a woman manager. Can you imagine that? Uh, Going from home to work with a woman in charge of you? My God, I'm so sorry. I'm praying for you. Okay? Now, white people. White people have an assumption that you are their social subordinate. Okay? Let's make sure that we are maximizing our opportunity here. Okay? I don't have necessarily like a grudge or an anger issue against white America. I look at white America the way that white America looks at black people. So, today, ask a white person what they think of you. And whatever they say to you, that's how I feel about them. Okay? Level the playing field. Done. Jewish culture. The Jews. I don't care what Michael Rappaport says. I don't care what Rabbi Shmuley says. I don't care what Brother Nathaniel says. I do not like the influence of the Jews on American society. Okay? Semitic culture includes Palestine. Done. Next. What is the stress that they are causing? What are these entities? Remember how the women use the police as a weapon. Uh, it's kind of that slave catcher thing, right? They're the new Irish overseer. Uh, Brittle Brothers. That's women now. Okay. Nowhere in the Bible does it say you have to sign all these legal documents and have the state be your authority between man and woman and child support and alimony. The Bible doesn't say anything about that. So all you gangster tough Malayalis that want to bully your children into marriage, they don't have to sign anything. Done. Okay. Fatigue into submission. Now, what's happening to me, Alexander Mathai, hero, okay, you got the sprinter on again, and then what's happening to Texas movement as a whole is they're trying to fatigue us into submission. I say us because I'd like to work with you at some point in the future, okay, but right now I'm holding down the fort, all right? Uh, that's not going to happen, okay? Just because I don't like the concept of Rocky Balboa style fighting, it does not mean that I will not do it if I absolutely have to, okay? I respect Canelo Alvarez. Enough said. Okay, where? Areas of vulnerability. Okay? Your woman is not physically stronger than you. There are women that get obese to try to pair that with a loud voice and argumentative tone and government assistance programs and the police. And between the four of those things, they try to replace you as a man, but they cannot replace you as a man. No matter how big the strap on is they buy from the store, even if your PP is 2 inches when erect, okay, and this skinny, it's bigger than their uh, clitoris, okay? So now, when you look at that loud woman, she's just a loud fridge with a wide back that doesn't have the discipline to take care of herself and knows that when she goes out, every other woman is more attractive and will get more attention from the men that she wants, which is why she's so bitter. And she takes that bitterness out on you. Okay? But don't worry, because now I'm going to balance the scales a little bit. Because those women are approaching 40. And what did the lady say to Angela in Power? When they turn 40, what happens? All that attention goes away. Okay? So you let me handle that. Okay? Your job is survival, just like my job is the survival of Texas movement. All right? We're going to get through this together. When? When do they bring this stress upon you? In your perceived weakest moment. Okay? When your mother dies, there will be demonic oppression. There will be all types of stress. There will be blah, 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 blah. You know, your family who has traditionally seen you as this unassailable champion of, heart and determination and blah, blah, blah. No matter how much service you commit to, no matter how much subordinate status you contort yourself into this small person for the benefit of an immigrant's ego, okay? Nothing's ever enough for a feminine minded person, okay? Kerala, you are a nation state full of women and not good women, okay? And yeah, I'll go on the diaspora machine and talk to you people separately, okay? Now, I love African American women. You guys have saved my life in many ways. Okay? So you be nice to me, and I will be nice to you. Now, the way you can be nice to me is by being nice to your significant other. You are making his life very stressful. Okay? No one told you to give your vagina to the whole city before you got married. Nobody told you to do that. If he was a felon and couldn't get an apartment, would you feel sorry for him? No. You would lord your education over him if he was a felon, just like you did when you were in your 20s and you dated down intellectually. It's not because you wanted a protector and blah, blah, blah. It's because you wanted to feel intellectually superior because you know all of your assets come from handouts. So you know you're inherently unworthy of the things that you have. So you want somebody to bully, just like your mother bullied you. And she couldn't keep a man, and surprise, surprise, look at your situation. Done. Okay, next. Why? Why do these people stress you? Why does women stress you? Why does white people stress you? Why does Jewish America and Jewish oppression, Miriam Adelson, why do they stress us out so much? Fear and envy. Okay? Charlie Munger said the world does not run on greed, it runs on envy. Relative poverty is the reason for violence in low income neighborhoods. If one guy, one douchebag that pretends to have a church is driving around in a Bentley with Timberlands and Louis Vuitton, this and that, and all that, people are going to get upset. You fucking dumb monkey. You deserve it. You deserve to get robbed. I endorse robbery of that kind. Snatch his chain and bring it all around the country like young Berg. Matter of fact, we should do that to pastors. Not Pastor Stevenson. He's a cool guy. Okay? Samson Sabu, though, steal his chain. Okay. How? Okay, fear and envy. Okay, so these are the things you need to combat. Fear is a fear in yourself. Remember, we've been discussing fear. Fear is the opposite of faith. Faith is a belief that a substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen, Hebrews 11:1. Okay? Read Hebrews 11. I know the Bible is bullshit, but read Hebrews 11. There's some good stuff in there. Okay? Uh, if you focus on what the Lord has put inside you, you don't even have to believe for anything like new and supernatural. You have a gift set already. Start with that. Okay? You have to go to work, get your paycheck, get out of debt. Don't buy anything new. Downsize if you can. You will feel better. Your dick will work better. Okay? Let's let's get down to brass tacks. We don't have a lot of time, we don't have a lot of money. Okay? Fear. Okay? Okay. Let's handle the fear. Everybody's dick does not work from time to time. We have shit going on. And these bitches are unhelpful. You are not supposed to deal with the subconscious stress of fucking a woman and trying to make her happy when she's fucked the entire city before you. That's unnatural. So if your body doesn't respond 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 nights in a row, it's because of her lack of effort. I'm serious. Envy. Okay. I deliberately have intercourse with mediocre looking women because if I go around, I friend zone, ask Dallas, I friend zoned a whole group of baddies simply for social lubricant. Okay? I do not need clout from a woman. I'm already handsome. Okay? And whether you like it or not, I'm from the Kerala American diaspora, which means now my boys have confidence. Fuck you. Okay. You don't have to self deprecate. There's nowhere in the Bible that says you have to do that. There's a difference between honorable humility and self deprecation. Learn the difference. Grow up, be a fucking man. How do they stress us out, and how do we overcome it? How do they stress us out? It is unique to you, usually. Okay? A lot of times, just like the FBI and CIA have profiles on me, have profiles on Texas Movement, on all my history, and they've interviewed everybody in my life and put confidential informants around my entire family. so that anything that could possibly help me is cut off and closed off. Okay? To a lesser degree, that's happened to you as well. Okay? Your girl and her girlfriends put their bonnets on and yammer about nothing. When she goes through your phone, she goes through all that stuff. Your boss is calculating all the negative demerits that you have so that she can lord your job over you because that's the only power she has. Most of these women in management are built like fucking gorditas and stuff like that. So nobody's paying them any sexual attention anymore. They remember back when they were a teenager and in their 20s, when they were coasting by on their youth, and their foolish virgins didn't do anything. They gave away their vagina to every Tom, Dick, and Harry that asked for it, and now nobody wants it, and it looks like roast beef down there. So yes, they're going to get upset and do the Janet from Wanted or whatever, and the shooting movie, and then they're going to bully everybody else, and then the guy is going to go and become a assassin, right? That's just what happened in Chicago. Okay, so what do we do? Okay, follow your blockers. Okay, now we can use the wing T offense. Okay, in the wing T offense, the primary play is called the buck sweep. Okay, it's a handoff designed to go to the running back. The running back goes into motion, the ball is snapped, and then once the ball is snapped, both guards pull. Okay, pulling means they leave their designated starting place and then they uh, pull behind the line, the rest of the offensive linemen, and then begin laterally moving in such a way to guide the running back and kind of lead the running back and give him some lead blockers. Okay, the first guard kicks out. Basically, the first defensive attacker that comes past the line of scrimmage, uh, the first guard pushes him out of the way. Once the second guard sees that, that guard turns upfield. This is the path that the running back can follow. Okay, so uh, Asians have really been good lead blockers for American minorities. Okay, not always the most helpful. Okay, some of you chinks have some explaining to do, but you better thank your lucky stars for people like China Mac and other cool individuals who are unknown. But I remember you from way back in the day. You were cool. All right? So, my job is to use my social status and clout and all that type of stuff to be the second guard that lead blocks for you. Okay? So, what I'm going to do is proactively address some of these things, the way women gaslight you. My job is to figure out how to fucking get them back. Okay? So, anytime you've wanted to do that to your woman, I want you to just put it in your heart. Okay? And then I want you to put your hands up in the air like a spirit bomb. I will collect this energy and fucking. Okay? Okay, and we will try to do it without any inappropriate language because I don't want my mother to get upset. Because if she gets upset, I'm going to hear about it for the rest of eternity, and she can be very annoying. Okay, so we are going to do this. We're going to play in the rules. So they want to mess with us according to policy. We're going to stay according to policy and email up the chain. Okay? So that is lesson 3, stress management. We may come back to it a little bit later and flesh it out a little bit more. But I think that who, what, where, when, and why system was pretty good. So we may use that again in the future. Okay. So again, good luck as we go into the weekend. I'm going to continue to recover. I got a little tipsy last night and started brainstorming again. But again, my job is to manage myself and lead the company responsibly. So the more I have to do, the less I can fuck off. All right. So okay, thanks again, and we'll talk soon. Bye bye.